Introduction. Nobody starts out hating who they are. This is something that you are socially programmed to do. We enter this world innocent and pure. The concept of race, gender, and social norms are taught to us. In a perfect world, our beautiful inner self is acknowledged from the second you enter this world. But since we live in a cruel place that teaches love is pain and that beauty is painted, we tend to see ourselves through other people's eyes. Sadly, what is reflected is an image that is far from who we are. In my early teens and well into my late 20s, I looked for myself in the media. It was rare to find a woman who looked like me. The aesthetic for the ideal Black woman included features I didn't naturally possess, and because of this, I never felt beautiful enough. People in my family called me beautiful, but I always thought that they were obligated to say that because they were family. I never felt genuinely pretty. At least not until I was able to afford the surgical enhancements that would transform me into the beautiful Black woman I saw on screens and in my favorite magazines. My inability to accept myself was not limited to looks. In relationships, I felt the need to talk and behave in a certain way so that my Blackness didn't jump out at people. I won't even touch the racial biases at work. I grew up thinking that I could only be the best version of myself if I was anyone but me. Does this sound familiar? It is heartbreaking, but a lot of women of color identify with the picture I just painted. We push ourselves to fit the acceptable narrative at a price that is too steep, our identity. It was somewhere on this journey that I found the courage to silence the voices around me and look inward. What I found there was pretty amazing. I discovered that I actually liked myself. This was a shocking revelation for me, and the deeper I delved in, the harder I fell for my quirky sense of humor, my kinky Black hair, and my not-so-curvy body. I wish I could say that this self-love happened overnight. It was a long, drawn-out process with occasional setbacks. What superhero movie doesn't have that epic setback? The result is this powerful, confident Black woman, aka moi, blazing trails in her workplace, successfully breaking through corporate ceilings, and currently typing furiously at her computer to ensure that other Black women get to live up to their true and full potential. Affirmations played a huge role in my transformation journey. I used my words to echo the beauty I found inside, and this helped me gain confidence. The more confident I was, the farther away I drifted from my comfort zone. And as you probably know, growth happens outside the comfort zone, and with growth comes success in life. I started with one phrase at a time, telling myself things like, I can do this. I am capable. And so on were helpful, but very generic at the time. So I stepped things up by personalizing those phrases, and that was when the magic began. My tough-to-maintain hair became my crown. My body became more than just lines and curves, but a vessel to carry divinity. With this change in perception came a change in behavior and thinking. It felt sacrilegious to think, say, or do anything about or to myself that was remotely negative. It is shocking to think that a few months prior, I was ready to go under the knife. Whatever your role is in life or wherever your journey has taken you, it is never too late or too early to start disconnecting yourself from the negative social conditioning that characterized your experiences. You don't have to be who they say you are. The only person you should be is yourself. Becoming yourself is simply that. Be who you are. We don't have the template or manual to refer to. So we get the added bonus of creating the person we want to be and speaking those words to ourselves until we embody this new truth. That is exactly what we are going to do in this book. The affirmations I share here are the ones that resonated with and worked for me. You can use this as a starting point, and then as you grow, personalize it until you have created the life you want. You just need to make sure that 1. You are consistent with your affirmations. This applies to the frequency of your affirmations and your ability to stay true to the words you speak. Here is an example of what I mean. You may tell yourself that you are beautiful, and a few moments later, some random dude calls you an ugly fat bitch. This hurts, especially if you have struggled with accepting yourself. However, your job is to ensure that you counteract this by remaining consistent in affirming your beauty. Never hold on to the lies that other people tell you. Often, it is not about you. They are most likely projecting their self-loathing and insecurities onto you. The only words that matter are the ones you tell yourself. Be consistent in speaking the right words. In the face of that ugly fat bitch comment, tell the world that you are confident badass bitch with a heart, soul, and body of a goddess. 2. You believe in what you say. For the longest time, I found it difficult to accept the phrase, "I am amazing." It felt like I was bragging. Sometimes I felt like I was talking about someone else, someone who looked like me. It wasn't until I internalized this message that I started experiencing its impact. Even when I was thrust into situations that made me doubt my efficiency, it was easy for me to remind myself of the fact that I am truly amazing.